Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from NBC News via Yahoo News. It's written by Minyavon Burke. God, her parents. Minivon. They must have really wanted her to get smacked around by the other girls growing up to name her Minivon. But anyway, this was published on May 14th. I got to give this Barber credit. Now, this is a fucking guy that deserves a lot of credit, okay? I had no income. Michigan barber, 77, refuses to close. Has license suspended. So you literally have Whitmer being an authoritarian douchebag, all right? His shop being open destroys her narrative of everyone wants to stay at home. It's just a few discontent people. They're all racist too. They're all neo-Nazi, Jew-hating racists. They actually tried that. Oh, and they're also psycho gun-toting, people who want to kill us. That's the shit that they tried pulling over in Michigan. Okay? The Democrat lawmakers and her. That they were racist, gun-toting anti-Semites. You get this 77-year-old man here standing up to her. Doesn't look good. I'm doing this for the safety of seniors. And here's a senior going, I got no money coming in. I got to support myself. Yeah. And he's got a lot of public support. They suspend his license. They think it's going to stop him. No. He basically went, Whitmer, fuck off. I love this old dude. If I had the ability to go to Michigan right now, if I could drive there and didn't have obligations like work, or employment and shit like that on the note of obligations, I'd be over there supporting this guy. I'd be there getting a haircut. And I literally just buzz my head because I'm a balding fuck. I'd be like, dude, just take the clippers to it, man. Put a one comb on, buzz me real quick. And then I'd give him a big ass tip. This guy, how can they demonize him? This 77-year-old man, they can't make him out to look like a fucking shipwreck. It's beautiful. A Michigan barber who opened his shop in defiance of the governor's Wu-flu shutdown orders has had his license suspended by the state. But the barber, Carl Manke, told NBC News on Thursday that he has received no notice from officials about the suspension and has no plans to close his shop in Owosso, about 37 miles northeast of Lansing, the capital. They suspend his license. Hey, close it. I don't give a shit. Fuck him. Fuck her. Fuck them all. I love this guy. I'm sure he's not saying that. He's thinking it, but he's probably thinking it, but he ain't saying it. If we wait until we're absolutely perfectly safe, we'll never have the freedoms that we had, he said. Damn straight. That's another thing. They don't like him for this fact. Is because he's talking about the fact of, yeah, we're going to lose our freedoms. This continues. They're never going to give them back. Manke, 77, owner of Carl Manke's Barber and Beauty, has been in the business since 1961, and he opened his own shop 4 years later. So he's had that shop since 1965. Okay? The guy's been around the block a few times. All right. 1965, he's had that shop. They think they're going to shut him down? The guy went through his retirement age. Still with his shop. 77 years old. So 65 to 2005. That's 40 years. 15. He's been there 55 years. You think he's going to bend over and take this shit? Of course not. That's why they went, we're revoking your license and we're going to try to shut you down. We're going to try to make you look bad. Yeah. He said that in March, when Governor Whitmer first issued a stay-at-home order and closed all non-essential business, he shut down his shop. The order was supposed to have ended in mid-April, but it has been extended. NBC affiliate WDIV of Detroit reported that the order has been extended to May 28th. Yeah. So he said, you know what? Enough with this. She keeps extending it. Fuck her. Manke, who writes novels on the side, said that because bills and other expenses are piling up, he couldn't remain closed. So you've got a guy on a fixed income, a 77-year-old man. He's got to work for a living. They're saying he can't do it. And oh no, he's some big evil man. He's some 77-year-old man who's got ends meet to make. So he couldn't remain closed. I had no income. There was nothing coming in. he said, adding that places where he did book signings were also closed. Yeah, so he can't even sign books. On May 4th, he opened up his barbershop, a decision that has led to criticism. A commenter on the shop's Facebook page accused Manke of caring more about your money than lives. Well, of course they got to throw that in because they're trying to portray it as he's just caring about money. You know, they aren't bitching about, you know, like Walmart or Costco or Target or any of these other places being open. No, they got to go after the poor little old man who owns a barbershop. So they got to throw that in because someone, oh, he cares more about money. The guy literally has expenses to pay. He's got overhead. He's got bills. He's got to pay for a roof over his head and everything else. So obviously he cares enough. He has to care about money enough to pay for his fucking bills. He's not some millennial who got a little butthurt, which I'm guessing that's some millennial living in mommy's basement right there saying, well, he cares more about money. And I bet you that's also a Bernie bro too, besides living in mom's basement. Others have left messages telling him to stay home, but he can't stay home. See, you're trying to make him sound evil and bad. The guy literally has bills to pay. He has no choice. He has to reopen. He has a life. You want us to all put our lives on hold while they implode, while our lives burn down around us and we lose our homes and our livelihoods and everything else. This guy couldn't do that. State Attorney General Dana Nessel said Manke's actions put the public at risk. Oh, no! Because consenting adults who walk into a place on an informed decision and make a choice to go in there and get their hair cut, you know, they can't make up their mind for themselves. They can't do that. They can't make an informed choice based on the, you know, the conditions and everything else. We have to decide for them. Nessel said that the local police cited Manke for violating the order and that the state's Department of Health and Human Services issued an order requiring Manke to close his barbershop, but that he didn't comply. Yeah. And you're butthurt about that. You don't like the fact that people are standing up to Whitmer. And they're showing how full of shit she is. They're showing that her shit is authoritarian. That her shit violates, which I don't understand. Okay, her shit is just as authoritarian, if not more authoritarian than Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin judge says unconstitutional. Fuck you. Okay, and shit opens up. But some cocksucking prick of a judge in Wisconsin tries to say that her unconstitutional shit is constitutional, and that should have been appealed and gone to the higher court because basically the way Michigan is set up is when you sue the government, you basically get fucked. They've rigged the courts so that if you try to sue the government, you're fucked. You gotta love that. I'm not making that up either. Go look it up. Viva Frey. He did it. He's an attorney from Canada. He is actually pretty decent at going through the stuff, even though he's a Canadian attorney. And he's not a Trump deranged spurg too. But he went through this. And yeah, basically he talked about how the system is rigged in Michigan. When they sued. But yeah, so they think that they have everything under lock and key and you've got people defying her. So her little thing of people like what I'm doing, they agree with me. It's going to complete and total shit. So now they're trying to be even more authoritarian to lock shit down even more. And they're going, well, if Whitmer was like, if you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to lock shit down even longer. That's unauthoritarian. That's not about health or safety. If she's saying, if you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to lock shit down longer, which is what she did. This has nothing to do with safety at that point. This is everything to do about her power and how dare you usurp it. How dare you usurp her authority. I mean, she is like Cartman on crack when it comes to authority. She's like, you will respect my authority. All right. She's like, actually be more like Marion Barry going, yeah. You will respect my authority. She's like that. She's like Cartman on crack. And she don't like the people are saying fuck you to her authority. That a 77-year-old man said fuck you to her authority because she's like, I'm trying to protect all the senior citizens. And you have a senior citizen going, bitch, you ain't protecting me. You're sending me to the poorhouse. I'm opening my business. Doesn't look good for her. I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh, no, he didn't comply. Anytime you have a barber or other professional providing services to numerous citizens in close proximity to each other, and those citizens are then returning to their various residences, there is a risk of contracting and spreading the virus, the Attorney General said in a news release Wednesday. It is paramount that we take action to protect the public and do our part to help save lives. Yes, because you know what? The general public can't make informed adult decisions and say, you know what? I really need a haircut. I know that there's a risk that I could catch the coof. All right, but I really want to get my hair cut, and I'm going to go do it. Because you know what? The hell with personal agency. The hell with the individual having agency over their own fucking self and deciding what they can and can't do, what risks they're willing to take. Heaven forbid. Because, adults can't decide for themselves. Manke's professional license and the license for his shop were summarily suspended, and an administrative licensing complaint was issued, Nessel said. Yes, and you know what? What did it do for you? Absolutely nothing. All you did was make yourselves look like authoritarian shitbags. This is going to come back and backfire on you. It's going to bite you right in the ass. But you'd rather fucking push this issue even harder and beat it like a dead horse. You're idiots. Manke said he wears a mask and uses hand sanitizer regularly while working. He encourages his customers to wear a mask and to practice social distancing guidelines. He said he isn't worried about getting sick. You have the man who's literally there, okay, day in and day out saying, I'm not that worried about it. He knows what exposure he's been having. He's been around the block. They don't want a 77-year-old man showing that, okay, this chicken little sky is falling shit of, that they pushed with the whole Wu flu is bullshit, because they said if we did absolutely everything perfect, and they accounted for social distancing, stay-at-home orders, all of that when they figured this out. They said that between, that 2 million people would be dead. 1 to 2 million people would be dead if we did everything perfect. We didn't do everything perfect, not even remotely close. And they revised that and said, we'll be 100 to 300,000 if we do everything perfect. We haven't done everything perfect. And we're barely over the like 70,000 mark right now. So what does that tell you? That they're full of shit? That they've tried to exploit a crisis? That they've lied to us? That they've used models that weren't accurate? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a serious thing, but they've made it out to be more serious than what it was so that they could exploit the situation. I've been through so many of these things. I remember as a kid, my mother used to make us sit in the basement because of the polio virus. I've been through the Hong Kong flu and the swine flu, he said. Yeah, this guy's been around the block with disease. Hasn't killed him yet. 77 years old. Tough old dude. Guy who wants to work. Doesn't have many years left, is deciding that he's willing to possibly risk having his life ended short because he's got bills to pay and because he doesn't feel that this is as big of a threat as it's been made out to be, that Whitmer has tried to push it as with her authoritarian fucking overreach. And because he's doing that and he's people aren't dropping dead like flies. They can't have that because it makes Whitmer just look like a power fucking hungry, grubbing psychopath, which she is. Since he opened his shop again, business has skyrocketed, and a lot of people support his decision, he said. One customer drove from California just for a haircut, Manke said. Yes, this is the type of support this guy's getting. Okay, you have people traveling to get a haircut from this guy that heard that he opened up his shop. Do you think they're going there for the haircut? Just for the haircut? Fuck no. They're going there to support him. They're going there to say, hey, we agree with you. We want you to do this because you know what? What's gone on here is an overstep. It's an overreach. These people are trying to steal our freedoms by exploiting the crisis, and enough is enough. And they don't like that that's going on because Whitmer, the Democrat, shitbrick that she is, hoping to be, picked as the next VP, all right? She wants to show that she's got control over authority. She's like, my authority. You will respect my authority. because I'm going to be vice president. And that means I need authority. Because senile Biden going to need someone with authority behind him to prop his ass up. That's a really shitty carbon, but you get the picture. So she wants everyone to look like they're all happy with this because she thinks it's going to make her look good on the Democratic national stage, being an authoritarian shitbrick, especially if people are happy with her being an authoritarian shitbrick. I mean, this is ridiculous how they're trying to say, oh, well, this guy is a safety agent. Fuck you. Seriously, this dude isn't that much of a risk. People making adult decisions about getting a haircut and possibly be putting themselves at risk, they're making that knowing full well that that's the case. He's not an evil, mean person. He's not going to risk, he's not going to cause, this massive blow up of the pandemic or anything. He's just going to show how full of shit Whitmer is and how her authoritarianism doesn't mean shit. I've met people from every place across the country. Here in Michigan, they're coming from all over the state, he said. Yeah. Because the people are sick of this shit. See, this destroys their narrative, okay? Because, they're pushing this thing. CNN's pushed this fucking survey bullshit. Other outlets have pushed this, saying that 70% of Americans support this bullshit. The numbers don't pan out when you literally have restaurants, okay, that have opened up. All right, like the one in Maine, okay, with the guy who doxed the governor by giving out her personal cell phone number, okay, and said, fuck you with the lockdown. He had a line outside the door. All right, that's average people at that point. All right, that isn't like the people who are saying, hey, whatever. You got a line outside the door. These people are willing to do this. It destroys the narrative of 70%. When you have this guy, his business at his barbershop just blows up because he's open and he's standing up to Whitmer. Okay, that backs it up. When you have, in New Hampshire here, they opened up the mall, businesses started opening up, and the malls and other shopping retail area businesses opened up here in the state. And along the border, all right, like Nashua, Salem, up along the seacoast, you got Portsmouth, but where they reopen these businesses along the border, okay, like Nashua and Salem are like tax-free fucking havens for assholes to cross over, okay? Manchester, not so much because you got to go past Nashua or go past Salem to get to Manch Vegas. But even Manch Vegas, they were pretty busy when they opened up shit. But right along the border, which goes to show that a lot of assholes are fed up with shit. All right, the Rockingham Park Mall, and I don't know the one in Nashua, but I can't think of the name, but the Rockingham Park Mall, okay, in Salem, right on a major artery, okay, major interstate, right off the exit. All right. Between Mass and New Hampshire residents, which I'm guessing a lot of them were Mass because of where it is, and Massholes like to shop tax-free New Hampshire. They had a line as far as the eye could see type shit, okay? Half the shops were open at the mall. I was reading this in the Union Leader. Half the shops were open or opening that day on Monday. And there was a line as far as the eye could fucking see for people to get into the mall. What does that tell you? That 70% of people want this? Or that's a fucking outright lie, a number they pulled out of their ass. Because their narrative is falling apart and they're still trying to hold on to the fact of keeping shit closed down because they want this country to be paralyzed. They want the economy to go to shit. They basically want it so they can try to blame Trump in November. All right? They want us all to lose our shit because they want us dependent on the government. They want good little Democrat voters that are stuck dependent on the government that'll vote for Democrats that'll give them fucking crumbs. And that isn't happening because Americans are saying, you know what, I've had enough of this shit. I'm opening up my business. I'm going back to work. And they really don't like it. You can tell. They're freaking the fuck out. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.